All right, so let's get to the nitty gritty of our particular class. So it's pretty easy. When I say read everything, I want you to be mindful of there's two different readings that you're going to see. There's that first one where I'm like, this is our actual reading. And then there's supplemental reading. And the supplemental reading is purely to show you where I got information. You do not have to read that. You totally can if you want to. I just want to make a note. So when you look at the page and you're like, oh my God, there's so much reading. Calm down, chill, it's fine, I promise you. It's usually that first part, okay? So just make sure you're paying attention. And if you're on your phone when you're doing this, I'm not saying not to. I'm just saying, if it's the only way that you can access this class, just be mindful of it. Again, you're gonna have to click a link, it might send you somewhere, and then you have to go back and forth. So I don't know how that works necessarily. I haven't had students complain or have issues. But I have noticed it seems like students who just do all of their online classes on their phone struggle a little bit. So again, it's not a TikTok, it's not a Facebook, it's not an Instagram. This is a online class. So just keep that in mind as you are doing your work. Okay. All right. That being the case, when I say read everything, I mean read all the things I require you to read. Make sure you do actually watch everything. I have links if there's going to be one. The play pause it for sure, mostly because the quizzes are in there. And turn in your work on time. Right? So Canvas will take off points as it starts turning in late. I think it's like 5% every day, so it adds up. I'm not saying it's okay to turn in late work. I'm not saying it's not okay. It is going to be your choice. Just keep that in mind. If you're having issues, make sure you message me, that kind of stuff. But again, Canvas will be taking points off. I'm gonna blame the system, okay? So just keep that in mind. The class itself is a lot about time management. That's why you're gonna notice I have all the readings are gonna have times next to them. Again, I've said this before in my intro, the times are not meant to like abide by, like, oh, I have to get it done in 7 minutes. That's not it. It's a very rough estimate. Like if you're like me, I'm a slow ass reader, so I'm like, oh my God, 7 minutes, it's gonna take me like 15, right? Like I just know that about me, and maybe you might find that too as you're reading. I'll ask you later, if you want, you can also reach out to me and be like, I read that and it took me 20 minutes. Like you can totally let me know where you're at with it, so that way it'll be something that I can be mindful of as I'm doing. So again, just kind of go through it, and it doesn't have to be where you remember every single word as you went through. I'm not looking for that when you do your readings. I want you just to read it and get a general understanding, and take notes as you're reading it. Take notes maybe, and kind of help you out. So when you go to do the discussion or maybe quizzes in the lecture, at least you'll have something to go back on, or whatever works for you. So that's just something to be mindful of. And the reason why I have so many readings and why I do what we do, especially in the beginning, is this is going to get you used to reading. So when we go into the research part, you'll be like, I have been doing this all semester. It's cake. I got this, right? So that's the goal, is to get you into the habit of getting used to reading within the class and giving yourself time. All right. Again, I give you those times just so that you can go, all right, I know I can get these readings done first, and then I'll get back to this one when I have a second. Like, you know what I mean? So you got to do what you got to do to get through it. Okay. But do make sure you do all the readings, just because that's what I put that's what I do all the quizzes and stuff on. Okay. Make sure that you watch the play posits as we go through. If for some reason you're having an issue with play posits, please message me. Don't wait till the last minute, 3 or 5 weeks in, and go, play posits haven't been working for me. I'm like, why didn't you say something? Tell me. Always tell me. All right. Let's see here. On Fridays, you'll be posting your discussion post, and I have it in order. So go to modules first. And in modules, you're going to have like lecture notes, and then you're going to have the play posit, then you're going to have the discussion, and then you respond to your peers, okay? The reason why I do this is so that way you have everything, so going into the discussion, you'll have all the answers. That's like the whole point. So if you're trying to jump around and do things all willy-nilly, slow down, take a minute, go to modules first, go in order. Don't just see the assignment and just start clicking on assignments. That is not going to help you. I just want to give you the warning, okay? Again, you can do what you want, but I'm telling you, if you do the lecture first and then you do the discussion, it'll be so much easier, and you'll be like, oh, I have all the answers now. She gave it to me. Like, that's what my point is. All right, so just keep that in mind. So you will have a play pause it, and the quiz is due on Friday. The discussion will also be due on Friday, and then you're going to have your response to your peers by Sunday. So I try and keep it as consistent as possible when we turn things in. You're going to see a calendar. Click the calendar, go ahead, download that, print that, whatever you want. I stick pretty hard to that calendar. It's very rare that I ever change anything because I got a system and we got to do things. We got to get it done. That's our whole goal. Okay. Again, pretty easy. If you go to our module page, you're going to scroll and scroll, and you're going to see everything you need to know about the homework, all the quizzes, all the reading responses. Again, make sure that you respond to your peers at least by Sunday, and make sure you respond to all 3 for full credit. And when I say full credit, like say it's 15 points for the whole thing, and you only you don't respond to any of your peers, you only get 10 points. That's 10 out of 15. The reason why I push so hard for that is because I want you to get used to interacting with your peers, because we're going to have peer reviews where you're going to be interacting with your peers, right? Peer reviews are really important because you are guiding your peer. You're the voice. You're helping them. So that's why discussions are so important. Get in the discussions, get them done, talk to your peers, and be thorough. Don't just give like a one-word answer. That was cool. No, I'm not going to give you credit for a simple one-sentence response. I mean, you know what you're doing. I'm sure y'all have taken online classes at some point. I expect thoroughness just because it's to a benefit to your peers. And wouldn't you like it too to have somebody give you like really cool feedback? Interacting. That's what we do here. So I try and make it as interactive as possible. So for some of you are like, oh, I don't want to respond to my peers. It's cool. Just work with them. They're there for you, and you're there for them. Okay? It's a community class, right? We're in a community. All right. I put down what I'm looking for in here, the reading responses, exactly what I need. Go through and take a look at that. I want to see that you're doing the readings. I want to see that you read the whole question and all of the questions, right? The whole point of this is being able to not just follow directions, but to pay attention to details, because that's a part of critical thinking, which you're going to start getting used to and honed into as we move forward. So please make sure you're paying attention and not guessing. Don't guess. Too many times you guess, so you're going to get it wrong. You might as well just scan the reading and go, oh, that was the answer, right? Okay. With peer responses, same thing. Please be respectful. That's the biggest thing. I cannot accept disrespectful interactions, especially because we are going to be covering a lot of maybe emotionally charged subjects. Maybe you don't fully agree or believe in what the topics are, and that's understandable. But when we talk about these things, the important thing is to be mindful that someone else does believe in it, right? Like we just, it's kind of important to be mindful. Okay, again, you don't totally have to agree, but just be respectful as we move forward. If you're not, and it becomes something where you're creating any kind of hostile environment, I gotta call you out on it, and I might have to take it to the chair or the dean. So I don't want to do that. I hate doing that. I will probably approach you first. If it's not something that we can communicate, I gotta go forward. So don't even do that to yourselves. Again, we're not on Facebook. This is not Facebook. This is an academic setting. So be academic, that's what we're looking for. We will have a few assignments. We're going to have a narrative. It's going to be the ending part of the first part of this particular semester. And it kind of comes really quick, so be ready for it. The narrative is an opportunity for you to actually be creative and wild and weird. I'll go into that in detail a little bit later, but just be mindful. It's a really cool project. It's literally just about who you are as a writer. Like, why do you write the way that you write? And how would you want to tell me that story? That's up to you. So go ahead and take a look at that one. Again, we'll also be doing peer reviews. Peer reviews, you are going to be very thorough. We're going to be using Google Docs. I gave you all the little details on what I'm expecting from that. But be mindful, it is a very big part of your grade to be a part of peer reviews. So do it. Right? Just get in there. If you're having problems, you got to reach out. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. Don't be afraid of me. I will not bite. I can't. I'm this far away, right? So please reach out. And I just want you to know that we're in a safe space. We're in a place where this is about your education, and I'm doing my best So you do your best to do that. Let me know. Okay. We'll be doing what we call source summaries. I will go into way more detail in that later, but that's when we really get into the Englishy English part of this class. And that's all about the research and all about the details. And I'm going to be very, very strict when I do grading on that one because it's about research and we don't want to plagiarize. We want to pull information correctly and accurately, right? That's our goal. That's what we want to do. And then last but not least, we're also going to have a final project. I say final project, it's a final research paper, but you're also going to be turning in like a PowerPoint that talks about what you learned, right? What I normally do in my in-person classes is we write the research report and then we present our findings. So you're going to be turning in your research report, 5 to 6 pages, all that good stuff. And you're going to be turning in either a PowerPoint or a video. I mean, a Canva. What's your way? How do you want to tell me what you learned? That's what we do. All right. So again, late assignments. Just be very careful. They add up really, really fast. And this class, it goes fast. It goes a little bit hard. Sometimes just get it done. Reach out to me. Keep in communication. That's how you're going to win. All right. Other than that, who am I? I'm sorry, I'm scrolling through our little canvas right now so that I can make sure I'm all together. You're going to have a syllabus quiz, so that way I know that you looked at the syllabus, just as a hint. So the syllabus is going to be a link in the week 1 module 1. It's called the Nitty Gritty. Okay. So that is pretty much it. Go ahead and take the the quiz within the play pause it, and then make sure you introduce yourself. And you'll see I introduce myself a little bit later. Pretty easy. Been teaching a long time. I got a cat. And that's pretty much it. So, all right. Message me if you have questions. I'm very excited to get to know you. Hopefully this is not something that you're too afraid of diving into, because honestly, this is an awesome, fun class, and I think you will do a great job. So, see you there.